You join me in the pledge? I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have minutes from January 31st, and I've had a chance to read over them. Do we have a motion to approve those minutes as presented?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I was not here.
I'll second.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey,
Aye.
Mr. Yule.
Having not been here, I'll abstain. Okay.
And we have introductions of employees. Mr. Eigel?
I'll let Lisa start.
Morning, Lisa Gatwood with CTC, and I'd like to introduce Kelly Preble. Kelly is a full-time non-CDL vehicle operator trainee, and she's been with us for a few weeks now, and she's working on studying for her CDL. Kelly previously worked as an office manager and a personal assistant, and we're happy to have her on board.
Good. Welcome.
Welcome, Mrs. Preble.
Thank you.
And Miss Ashman.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Judy Eshman, Job and Family Services. It's my pleasure this morning to introduce Dana Heller. Dana is a supervisor at our Highlands Job Center here in Clermont. She has 16 years experience working in workforce development. She actually started with us in 2002 when what was the one-stop operations was under a vendor. In 2009, when we brought it in-house, it became a part of JFS. She was part of that team. 3 years ago, she went to Butler County to get some supervisor experience, and we now have her back. So we're very happy to have her. She lives in Clermont County, so she's very happy to be back.
Good.
Good.
Welcome back.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
That's all we have?
Okay.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
Are there two add-ons? Because I got the same one twice, but
Mr. Ubel, Commissioner Ubel.
they're very similar.
I'll show you. One is for item 19, which is the Port Authority, and one is for item 20, which is and this is just your...
That's what I'm saying. Maybe maybe somebody else has got two CDVs. That's why.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, he's got two of the same. He needs...
Okay, here, take mine. I want it.
Welcome.
Okay. It's right now. Got the other one.
Sorry. I knew that was probably the case, but
The consent agenda was prepared and mailed to us on Friday. I think we've all had a chance to look it over. If there are any items that need to be pulled for further consideration, please let me know. Otherwise, I'll accept a motion to accept the consent agenda as prepared.
so moved.
Second.
Mr. Yule.
Yes.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. And now over on page 6, the non-consent agenda, item 12. Payment of bills. We have a resolution 17-18 to pay our bills in the amount of $1,034,535.33. Do we have a motion to pay our bills?
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Painter,
Yes.
Mr. Yule.
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey.
Aye. Item 13.
Good morning, I'm Lyle Bloom, Director with the Water Resources Department, and item 13 is a recommendation to execute an amendment to the contract for professional services between the Board of County Commissioners and CH2M Hill Engineers out of Cincinnati, Ohio. This was previously ratified by the board on July 27th, 2015 for the provision of additional engineering design services relative to the Newtonsville Collection System Assessment Project and the Newtonsville Wastewater Treatment Plant Project. located within the village of Newtonsville and Wayne Township, and represents an increase in the amount of $17,511.05 for a total revised contract amount of $522,911.05 and an extension of time of 784 calendar days for a revised contract completion date of July 6th, 2018, exclusive of county review time, with all other terms and conditions stated in the contract to remain in full force and effect, and it's contingent upon the receipt of a current certificate of liability insurance and the release of the purchase order. So these revisions are primarily for revisions to the preliminary engineering report that was prepared early on in the project. They had to do many revisions to make them compliant with USDA, U.S. Department of Agriculture requirements in order for us to qualify for the grant funding, the grant funding that's being applied to the project. And then preparation of standard specifications for directional drilling that we are proposing to use a portion of the project for installation of the low pressure force main.
Okay. Do we have a motion to execute the amendment to the contract for professional services as contained in item 13?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 14.
Quick question.
I was just going to say, if we could stay on that a second. Go ahead.
Sure. Right ahead.
Wow, I know we've been looking at options. It's been ongoing. Is this a consulting group that's been helping us with that, or have you guys been doing all that in-house in terms of some other options we've been looking at?
The options, part of the options were pulled from their preliminary engineering report. So part of that report, they looked at different ways to install the collection system and different sites for the wastewater treatment plant. We really haven't been using them recently as far as the mailers to the residents and explaining the option to those. We've been doing all that in-house. Sure.
Does this particular engineering, does that move us any closer to a resolution on those options, or which one
This
we
is
pick or go?
actually, a lot of this stuff they've already performed.
Okay.
And this is cleaning the books with them.
I kind of figured that when I saw the 784 calendar days. That was kind of like,
Yeah.
that's really to bring them up to present schedule
Correct.
value.
They're also, CH2M Hill's being bought out, so they want to wrap up all the financing on this project. I think it's Jacobs Engineering buying CH2M Hill. So, just wrapping the project up, bringing it up to date, and then we'll see, where the project goes. I think we're going to discuss it next week, some options, further options with the project as well.
Judy, we haven't scheduled that meeting yet, have we, with the residents? We talked about scheduling a follow-up meeting, or Lyle? Okay.
We are waiting for this discussion, follow-up discussion, and then whatever the board's determination is there and after.
All right. That's next week, though?
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Thanks, Lyle. Now 14.
Now 14.
Nate? You're up.
This is, Commissioners, this is Nathan Schuler from Common Police Court.
Hi, Nathan, nice to see you.
Hi, Nathan.
Hello. Hello. It is the recommendation of Nathan Schuler, computer specialist, Clermont County Court of Common Pleas, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eagle, interim county administrator, to approve the request to advertise for proposals for the Clermont County Common Pleas Courtroom Audio-Visual Replacement Project pursuant to the specifications therefore, and to authorize the clerk of board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on 2/15/2018 with said proposals to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, 3/22/2018, in the office of the Board of County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, Batavia, Ohio, 45103, where they will publicly be opened and read aloud shortly thereafter. This notice will also be posted on the Clermont County's website at the following URL link, www.clermontcountyohio.gov.
Okay. We have a motion to advertise for the proposal for the Clermont County Common Pleas Courtroom Audio-Visual Replacement Project.
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 15.
Just a quick point, Commissioners, that
Thank you.
RFP, I believe, I think we have funded that about 50%, Suki. So I think the total project is estimated a little over $100,000, and we've already budgeted about $50,000 for it.
And the court's willing to use some of those special project funds to pay for the rest of it.
That is correct, and we also have, we actually have a grant out for this project as well to help pay for it.
Very good.
Nathan,
Any
we've
help we
also-
can get?
We've also had some experience on this side because we just replaced ours here. So as those offers are coming in, you may want to have some of the people here kind of help you go through it. However, I know that's what you do in terms of IT work. You're very capable.
Just make sure you discuss what it is exactly that you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've learned a couple of things here.
You did.
So, Nathan, you're the IT guy at the Common Pleas Courthouse,
That
which,
is correct. I am the computer specialist there.
and how long you been with the county?
Just over a year. Just over a year.
Good.
And really, the technology there, we had recently had a trial, and some of the jurors had some issues with some of the listening in on some of the things, and it didn't affect the outcome, but it was definitely something that we need to address, and from my understanding, this has been in the works for the last 2 years, even before I got there. So this is definitely something that the court needs
Good.
to do. It's about 20 years old, so.
And this is in each of the courtrooms?
In the Common Pleas, all of them except for Judge McBride's courtroom, as that courtroom is more up to date than the other courtrooms.
Okay,
So we want to try to bring everybody up to the same level,
okay.
so.
Very good. Thank you. Item 15.
Item 15 is a recommendation to execute record plat 629-3033, and this is for the Viking Village subdivision, Union Township, and it's to further execute the performance and maintenance bonds, and those are listed in the table.
Okay, do we have a motion to execute the record plat and performance and maintenance bonds as contained in item 15?
So moved.
Second,
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 16.
Item 16 is a recommendation to reappoint Jeff Harris out of Clarksville, Ohio, and he will serve as the county apiary inspector for fiscal year 2018. And this also establishes the rate of compensation at $15 per hour and reimburses him for mileage. And this is pursuant to and in compliance with section 909.07 of the Ohio Revised Code.
And for those listening in, an apiary is bee, takes care of bees.
Bee specialist.
Bee specialist,
the hives,
okay.
Yeah.
And I have spoke with him personally, and he will be here the second quarter of 2018 to do a presentation, and perhaps an update of the previous presentation he did, when he is in the area inspecting bees.
Okay,
He intended to come today, but I thought maybe the weather kept him out or not.
No, he did not intend to come today, but he will be here to do the presentation that we have attempted to get him, given his schedule, because he's also the apiary inspector for other counties, and the season is March to October, so.
And I don't think, most people know the difficulties that that can be presented with being a beekeeper. There's a lot of technical knowledge that goes into that.
Jeff's been very good. I spoke to him last week, but he's been out looking at my hives for years, and he's exceptional, so we're lucky to have him.
yep. So do we have
We did not.
okay, do we have a motion to reappoint Jeff Harris as our county apiary inspector?
So moved?
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. And item 17.
Our public defender, Mr. Haynes, is here.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Steve Haynes. I'm Public Defender Director. I'm here to ask on my recommendation that you appoint Dexter Baston, 285 Main Street, Suite 5, Batavia, Ohio 45103, to serve on the Clermont County Public Defender Commission to succeed the expired term of William Rapp, effective for the period of 2/7/2018 through 1/14/2022, and to reappoint R. Aaron Moss, 822 Bolender Road, Moscow, Ohio, 45153, thereon for a full 4-year term effective 1/15/2018 through 1/14/2022 pursuant to and in compliance with Section 120.13 of the Ohio Revised Code, respectively.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do I have a motion to appoint those two to the Public Defender Commission?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
I'd like to also thank Bill Rapp for all the years of service. I was surprised that he's dropping off, but he did that for many years, and it's been great.
Yeah, he was termed out.
Sorry he was termed down.
Oh, it was. Is it 2 terms, 4 terms?
I shouldn't say, it is the current policy that we are going to
Review?
review. It's been in effect for about 30 years. And so it's where it's a total of 8 years, either 4 2-year terms or 2 4-year terms. And then the individuals are eligible to serve once there's been a 1-year hiatus from that particular board. So
Right.
you'll be able to keep that
Yeah,
in mind.
it's, they're not getting paid. I appreciate their expertise.
Yes.
Thank you all.
Steve,
Thank you.
you've been a
Steve,
been a
Steve,
director.
thanks for your recommendation.
Thank you.
You bet.
And item 18.
Item 18 is a recommendation of the Clermont County Law Library Resources Board to appoint Marshall McCachran out of Cincinnati, Ohio, to serve on the Clermont County Law Library Resources Board to fill the unexpired term of Jesse Kramig, and this will be effective 2/7/2018 through 12/31/2018.
Okay. Do we have a motion to appoint Marshall McCracken?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel? Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Item 19.
Item 19, Ms. Kosika.
I was presented with the next 2 items, and I placed documentation on the dais for each of you. And this is to, for the board to discern subsequent to the receipt of the applications from interested individuals that have been disseminated to you upon their receipt, and after discussion hereof, resolve to appoint one of these 4 individuals for applications you have received to serve on the Board of Directors of the Clermont County Port Authority, which was established by Resolution 124-12, ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on July 16th, 2012. And this will be to fill the unexpired term of Adele Evans, who has submitted her resignation therefrom as of 1/31/2018, for the remainder of her term, which would be effective today through August 19th of 2021, pursuant to and in compliance with Sections 458221 to 458299 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Do we have a recommendation to fill that position from anyone here?
You do not, but you have a transmittal
I have a list of who,
who has submitted applications, yes.
so I was asking my fellow commissioners.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Does anyone have a recommendation as to who should fill that?
I apologize, I didn't hear you.
That's all right.
I'd like to make a recommendation for Loretta Roque to fill the position on the Port Authority.
Okay. Make that in the form of a motion.
I'll make the motion to propose Loretta Roque to fill the position on the Port Authority vacated by Adele Evans.
Is there a second?
And before I provide that second, I've reviewed all 4 of the applications, and my recommendation would have been for Loretta Roque also. So therefore, I second that motion.
And I think we all have reviewed all of those applications, so.
And we
We're-
had some great options here,
Yep.
too. It's
We did.
difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I think in
We
the
did.
future, we'll have other openings, and we've got some good names here. So,
Yep.
thank you for applying.
And
Those
and
individ-
you know, that goes without saying, the, the communication that we put out for people to volunteer and to apply for these boards, Kathleen, that you did for us has really netted a lot of interest throughout the community, and that's what it's all about. It's about giving the citizens of Clermont County the opportunity to serve on these boards. Appreciate your efforts.
So we have a motion and a second for Loretta Roque, Pierce Township Administrator, 950 Locust Corner Road, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45245. We have a motion and a second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
The next board that we are seeking and have received 8 applications for the appointments to serve on the Board of Trustees of the Clermont County Convention and Visitors Bureau Incorporated. The board received 8 applications, as I've listed. One of those applicants, however, is not a resident of Clermont County, as I've denoted and saw on the application. One of these appointments will be to succeed the term previously held by Linda L. Fraley, whose term expired and from whom she submitted a resignation effective 9/1/2017. So that appointment will be effective today through either 8/31/2020, or if the board wants to do the full 3-year appointment, it would be through February 6, 2021. The second is to appoint someone to succeed the unexpired term of Adele Evans, who resigned therefrom as of September 30th of 2017, and it would be effective today's date through the culmination of her term, which is September 1 of 2018.
I think we've all read over all of the applications. Do we have a suggestion for the first one? And I would suggest that possibly it be for February 7th, 2018 through February 6th, 2021, just because that's a longer term and we won't be doing this as soon. So, do we have a motion to fill that position, or would you prefer the other position?
I'm fine with the longer term, Commissioner.
Okay. Do you have a recommendation for that person?
I'll look to my fellow commissioner to make a recommendation. Well, once again, we all have great candidates here.
Here's what I understood that you wanted to do.
I would suggest, based on my review, I'd suggest Nick Baker for that position, but I'm not making the motion.
My recommendation for that position, the position that succeeds the term of Linda Fraley, would be Jeffrey Sperry,
Okay.
Tealtown Road, Milford, Ohio.
We have a second?
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter, does that include the longer term to 2021?
It does. The term February 7th, 2018 through 2/6/2021.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. And the other position we have is from February 7th, 2018 through 9/1 of 2018. Do we have a recommendation from the list?
My recommendation after review of the applications would be for Nick Baker at 1195 E Unit A Drive, Milford, Ohio. He is currently the manager of Holiday Inn, Eastgate.
I'll second the motion for Nick Baker.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes. Jeffrey Sperry, I believe, is with Cincinnati Nature Center.
Yes.
So that's also a draw and a place that receives visitors.
Yep.
So both
As-
of those are fine. And I believe that is all of the appointments we have to the CVB. The rest of the appointments will be made by the CVB.
That's correct.
Board of Directors, right?
Board of Directors, yep.
Actually, the CVB.
Right, it is, yes.
Just some of the board of directors are the commissioners.
Right.
Okay. Item 21.
Item 21 is a recommendation of Ernie Ramos, the Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 018-18, resolving to authorize payment of legal expenses to Montgomery, Rennie, and Johnson for legal representation of Commissioner David Ubel as it relates to the claims against him in his official capacity and the litigation identified as Christopher Hicks versus Clermont County Board of Commissioners.
Okay, do we have a motion to adopt Resolution 1818?
So moved.
Second?
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye.
Mr. Ubel?
Abstain.
Item 22.
Item 22 are our financials for this week. First, we have in the Building Inspection Department overtime, an increase of $3,000. This is for their new permitting program, just training, setup kind of work, which should go through July when they first start running that software. The second is the Medicaid Sales Tax Transition Fund. Since we did the appropriation in December, we did the original Medicaid transition money, and then House Bill 69 was approved, and we got this month, late last month, the additional $473,000. So we are going to appropriate that so we can move all of that back to general fund. There's no reason to keep it in a segregated fund. All of our sales tax was always in general fund. So that's an addition of $273,961.95.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the supplemental appropriations for this year?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. I believe we have a need for executive session. Is there anything before that?
Yes, sir, we are right on time, and it would be item C on the agenda.
Okay. We have a need for executive session pursuant to Section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code, G3 of the Ohio Revised Code, and G6 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the appointment, employment, compensation of one or more public employees. That's the first one. And to confer with the prosecuting attorney regarding pending or imminent litigation. And the third that I cited is to discuss security arrangements and emergency response protocols for a public body or a public office, respectively. Do we have a motion to go into executive session under those sections and discussion?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. We'll be in executive session, likely come back from that, and we may recess after that. So,
Yes, sir.
We may.
okay. We're back from executive session. No decisions were made. And do we have any add-ons?
Yes, sir. I'd like the board to consider my recommendation on a personnel action, and the department is the Department of Job and Family Services. Employees Megan Myers, Social Service Worker 3, and we want to rescind her new hire, and this would be effective today, 2/7 of 2018.
Do we have a motion?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Anything else?
We do. I also want the board to consider a motion to authorize the county administrator or interim county administrator to sign the discovery responses and other lawsuit documents as may be necessary on behalf of the Clermont County Board of County Commissioners in the Hicks versus Board of County Commissioners litigation in Federal District Court Case number 17-CV-00677 and in the Clermont County Common Pleas Court Case 2018 CVH-00058.
Okay, do we have a motion to that effect?
I'll make a motion to the effect that Tom just explained to us here.
Is there a second?
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. Anything else?
No, sir, just to recess until 2 o'clock.
Okay, then we need to recess until 2 o'clock. We'll be back here at 2. We're back from recess. And I understand we have a need for executive session.
Yes, sir. Letter D on the agenda.
Letter D. Executive session pursuant to Section 121.22G1 of the Ohio Revised Code to consider the appointment, employment, and/or compensation of one or more public employees. Do we have a motion to go into executive session under that section?
So moved.
I'll second the motion.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Aye. We'll be back. We're back from executive session. We were there to confer, no, we were there for,
You were there.
consider the appointment, employment, or compensation of one or more public employees. That's why we were there. And we've concluded that session, and we're back in regular session. And do we have any add-ons?
We do not. We only have public participation.
Okay, is there anyone that would like to participate? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mr. Ubel?
Yes.
Mr. Painter?
Yes.
Mr. Humphrey?
Yes, aye. Put it down as an aye. That concludes our business for today. Thanks for joining us, and God bless.
Thank you.